Good night to those who watch this video. Today I'm going to be doing a Dark Souls 3 Boss Souls Whispering, reading the Boss Soul description. Continuing from my last video of the Dark Souls 1 Boss Soul Whispering, but there was not a lot of, texts about the bosses themselves, so it was pretty bland, I guess. But Dark Souls 3 seems like it has a bit more flavor to it. I don't know how long this video will end up, but let's go. First, we will start with technically the first boss that we might meet. Soul of Vought of the Boreal Valley. Soul of Vought of the Boreal Valley, one of the twisted souls, steeped in strength, used to acquire many souls or transpose to extract its true strength. Vought served as an outrider knight, never far from the fleeting dancer. Well, this guy was not that hard to fight, but in certain playthroughs, challenge playthroughs, he has kicked my big booty via smacking me with his gigantic mace. And before I can deal the final blow, he farts on me. He farts and I get frostbite and I die. It was funny, but also a bit frustrating. And also, you can also create from his soul Vaught's great hammer or the Pontiff's left eye. I would recommend getting both. Go through NG+, getting his soul again and crafting all of them, but for your first playthrough, I would recommend Vaught's great hammer. It is very strong. It can kill bosses pretty quickly, thanks to the updated and buffed frostbite on the weapon. Next soul on the wiki is going to be Soul of the Soul of the Rotted Greatwood. Let's see. Soul of the Cursed Rotted Greatwood, one of the twisted souls steeped in strength. I will cut the part where it says used to acquire many souls or transpose to extract its true strength. I'm going to cut that part. Ever since its establishment, all manner of curses have been managed to seep into the undead settlement. The worst of them were sealed away inside a spirit tree, but eventually the curses took their toll and became a tree that has a lot of sacks. I'll stop there. And you smack the sacks until it bursts open. Disgusting. For some reason, my first playthrough, I really had a hard time fighting this guy. For some reason, I just kept dying and dying and dying and dying and dying each time. It was hard. Now, going back, thinking about it, why did I die so many times? This guy was really easy. So the weapons you can get from this boss soul, you either get the Hollow Slayer Greatsword, from Dark Souls 2, it's Lucatiel's Greatsword. Very, very, very strong in Dark Souls 3. Or Alternatively, you can get the Ulster's Spear. So, which one would you get? My opinion, first playthrough, Fahren Greatsword. It is unique with its moveset and only has the same moveset of another weapon, the Drake Blood Knight Greatsword. And the Hollow Slayer Greatsword, if I remember from the top of my head, it is a quality weapon, more dexterity scaling, if I remember. But yes, the moveset itself is very strong, no doubt. If I remember, a guaranteed 3-hit combo, can't escape it. Yes, and also very effective against hollows. I forgot the percentage too. It will take the hollows will take more damage from the sword itself, but I forgot how much. What's the percentage? Was it 20% more damage, 25 or 50? I forgot. Alternatively, Ulster's Spear. This one is pretty much just a collector's item in my eyes. It's a spear that scales with it's more of a dex weapon, and it has innate poison. But the Gru weapons, the dagger, the curved sword, and the spear, pretty much does the same thing. But you can infuse those weapons with poison or any other infusion you want, so it's kind of like a worse version of those. It's just a collector's item after going through NG+. But it does look really, really cool. The next boss soul that we're going to be reading, Soul of a Crystal Sage. Let's go. Soul of a Crystal Sage, one of the twisted souls steeped in strength. The twin crystal sages once served as spiritual guides to the scholars of the Grand Archives, and one went on to ally with the Undead Legion. I wonder why this guy allied with the Abyss Watchers. I wonder. But yes, this boss. First impressions from my first playthrough. The beginning, the first part was really, I dodged spells, I hit you back, pretty easy. Until phase 2 comes in, and he spawns a million of them, and you get bombarded with crystal spears. And having so mass the crystal breath that Seath does, and it's overwhelming sometimes, and it's hell. First playthrough. Also got wrecked. Pretty strong enemy if you don't know what you're doing, and if you're not used to him. You need to find the purple colored crystal boss. The fake ones they have like just blue crystal spells, but the real boss, the one that you have to defeat, has the purple color, and you have to find him through those bombarding spells that are just coming after you. It was hell. But yes, eventually, via some methods, aka parrying, he became a 2-shot and he dies immediately. But yeah, he leaves a mark. And the 2 things you can create from this boss soul. Let's go. Crystal Sage's Rapier or the Crystal Hail Sorcery. Well, just saying, first playthrough, if you don't know what you're doing, I recommend just going for the Crystal Sage's Rapier. The weapon itself, it's hard calling it a weapon because I tried to do a playthrough with this thing. It sucks, and I really just don't like it in general. It looks cool. It has the longest range for all of those poking swords, but the damage is so bad that it doesn't even matter if you have range if you're not actually dealing damage. And yes, I recommend this because of its special passive ability. When you equip it, it increases your item discovery. So if you're trying to farm some covenant items, this will be very useful. And yes, very useful. And the other one, the Crystal Hail's Sorcery, doesn't really do that much damage. It's inconsistent with the, the tracking. But I do recommend using this spell if you're gonna go on a PvP run. You just play PvP, a lot more spells, a lot more unpredictability is gonna be strong if you're a pure mage build online. So this is a very good spell for just picking off your enemies when they're on low health. You smack them with like Crystal Spear, Homing Soul Mass, or those, generic spells that you use. And then you whip out this one, and they're going to be shocked. Wait, you're using more than those two spells? And they get hit, they die. But yes, first playthrough, recommend the Crystal Sage's Rapier for item discovery. Next, the boss that literally kicked my ass for hours and hours. Trial and error. Took a lot of time until I beat it. But I love these guys because they're so edgy. Let's go. Soul of the Blood of the Wolf. Here we go. Soul of the Blood of the Wolf. One of the twisted souls steeped in strength. Souls of the Abyss. I was going to say obese watchers. Yeah. Skadonk's videos are getting to me. Abyss watchers. The blood was spread amongst the Abyss watchers, and their souls are one of the soul. Oh, sorry. Redo. The blood was spread amongst the Abyss watchers, and their souls are one with the soul of the wolf, Blood Master. So, yes, pretty much reenacting the Artorias thing. Anything that has the dark on it, or the abyss on it, these undead legion, this band of undead will literally topple a kingdom from the first sight of the abyss. How terrifying is that? And that's probably what happened to the kingdom of Carthus. A bit of abyss seeped into it. Immediately, like someone called an exterminator, they come in, they decimate everything. Crazy. And okay, what you can make from this soul is one of my favorite weapons in the game itself. Excuse me. You can create the Fahren Greatsword or the Wolf Knight's Greatsword. Now, let's talk about these. Let's talk about these weapons. The Fahren Greatsword, the weapons of the Abyss Watchers. This thing may not do the best damage for Ultra Greatswords, but oh my god, the moveset when you two-handed, where the left side with the dagger, and then the Greatsword on your right, and you do the L1 combos. My god, that is magnificent. Oh, that is just pure ecstasy. Just amazing moveset. You just feel like the boss himself, like a badass. Boy. Next, the Wolf Knight's Greatsword. This is Artorias' Greatsword. You can't deny. Artorias' Greatsword has been in Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, and Dark Souls 3 now. This one is these two weapons have a modifier for fighting anything that's the dark or the abyss related. It grants them like 20% more damage to it. For example, Medea is, he has eaten the abyss for a long time, and he has crystals. He can summon the humanities. He can summon humanities. He is well absorbed by the dark, the abyss. So he will take more damage from the Fahren Greatsword or Wolf's-Knight Greatsword. This is going to be hard if you're going to pick what weapon to use in your first playthrough. This is also depends on your build. Well, they're both kinda quality weapons, but the Fahren Greatsword's more on the dex side. But still, this is your preference. You want to cosplay as the Undead Legion, the Abyss Watchers, or Artorias, then you might pick the one or the other. It's on you. Next, Soul. On the wiki, technically not a boss, but you can transpose the soul to create this. Soul of Rosaria. Let's see. The soul of Rosaria, mother of rebirth, stolen by Ringfinger Leonhard. Return this to her extant corpse, and Mother Rosaria will spring back to life, as if nothing had ever happened. A bit more unique writing. So, this may not be a boss soul, but you can transpose this for a miracle. And the miracle itself, it's called, try to find it, there it is, Bountiful Sunlight. If I remember, this miracle will heal people around you and you, and the healing is gradual health regen. Is it like a huge just AoE heal for everybody? I don't know. But yes, this one I recommend. I don't really know. Because Rosaria, if you don't know, Mother Rebirth, if you offer a pale tongue to said Rosaria, she can respec your entire character. She can respec your points that you put in your character, and you can change builds pretty much. So, your first playthrough, would you want to transpose her soul? No. Play around, well, you can transpose her soul when? Not yet, but yeah. Don't do it right away. You can get it later, but you can get this miracle later. If you think you have a good build, then you can transpose her soul, I guess. Okay. Now this one. The boss that I can say is the joke of the century. But if you use a certain weapon, then this boss is gonna kick your ass. And I experienced it the worst way, I guess. This is the soul of the Deacons of the Deep. Soul of the Deacons of the Deep. One of the twisted souls seeped in strength. After Aldrich left for the Boreal Valley, Archdeacon Royce remained in the cathedral with the high priests to keep eternal watch over their master's coffin. This boss. Whenever you fight it, it's annoying, yes. But it's pretty easy. Can't deny. But as I said, if you use a certain weapon, me, when I used a spear, it was hard because I couldn't kill the other deacons around the boss itself, and they would just keep staggering me with the 4 spiritual fire spells at me, or they just whip out their curse and they insta kill me. So yeah, it's very annoying when trying to fight the Deacons of the Deep with spears. But weapons and the spell, miracle you can get. No, this is sorcery. Sorry. The things you can get from the soul is either Deep Soul, which is a dark sorcery, or the Cleric's Candlestick. Which should I recommend for your first playthrough? I wonder what. Well, jokes aside, I really would recommend the Deep Soul. It's pretty strong for a miracle. But yeah, Cleric's Candlestick, please. It's a collector's item. You just put this in your inventory to show you. I have gone through the game twice. Yeah, Deep Soul, if you are going to transpose it. Nothing else to say. Now, this is getting meaty. Next, Soul of High Lord Walnir. This guy, this skelly bro. Soul of High Lord Walnir, one of the twisted souls seeped in strength. Lord Walnir of Carthus sentenced. Let me begin again. Lord Walnir of Carthus sentenced countless souls to gruesome deaths, keen to outlive them all. Probably think that if I'm going to outlive all of you, to accomplish that, I'll just kill every one of you. So, yes, this boss was the spooky, scary skeleton of all of them. Really, you see a glowing item when you enter that void, and then out of nowhere, boom, spotlights turn on. You see this damn skeleton pop out of nowhere and started smashing you, slapping you with its bone hands, and then whipping out its holy sword, one of the weapons that you can craft from his soul, Walnir's holy sword. Well, I have nothing to talk about this boss. It was just smack the bracelets, you win. So the weapons you can create are Walnir's holy sword, or a pyromancy called Black Serpent. Now, Walnir's holy sword is a strength and miracle scaling weapon. No, strength and faith scaling. God damn it. And the sword itself is not bad. The moveset may be the same as the Bastard Sword, if I remember. But for a strength miracle build, strength faith build, it is a very, very viable weapon. Very strong. Also the weapon art. The weapon art is Wrath of the Gods. But I don't know if you get hyper armor for activating that thing. Because if you don't, you get staggered and it's useless. Black Serpent, on the other hand, is a pyromancy that's always useful because it will track your enemies. They try to run, it will go after them. It is a very, very, very annoying pyromancy to fight against. So, which one you'd use depends on what build you have. If you're a pyromancer build, well, Black Serpent, no brainer. Or if you're a strength faith build, Walnir's holy sword. Yes, this is going to take a while, so please relax. Listen to my soothing voice, please. the next soul is going to be... Oh, now here comes the demons. Next one. Soul of the Old Demon King. Soul of the Old Demon King. One of the twisted souls steeped in strength. Oh, the shriveled old Demon King is now like a clump of burnt ash. But he is the last living witness of the chaos of Isolith. Does that mean he has survived since Dark Souls 1? Interesting, indeed. So, this boss, if I remember, his breath attacks where he just spews magma of fire all over the floor, or slam his huge hammer on the floor, creating those rippling flame circles that is just so hard to avoid that pisses me off. But nonetheless, this boss was does hit hard, but probably 1 to 3 deaths, you will get used to his moveset and you can easily kill him. Now. Let's go to the juicy part. His soul. You can craft Chaos Bed Vestiges or the Old King's Great Hammer. Again, recommendations. If you are a pyromancer, Chaos Bed Vestiges is the best spell to just don't think, chuck this thing, and it will deal intense damage. And also the cast speed is pretty fast, and the speed of the projectile is insanely fast. So it's all good. It's fast casting, it has high damage, and also the projectile speed is very fast. But the downside is it costs a lot of FP, but it's amazing. On the other hand, the Old King's Great Hammer is not bad. It is not bad at all. You can use it, it will destroy things. But compared to the power of the Chaos Bed Vestiges, I would recommend that one instead of the King's Great Hammer. Now, another demon has appeared. This one, Soul of a Demon. Soul of a Demon. What are the twisted souls steeped in strength? Demons were born of the chaos flame, but the flames has not survived, and the demons are a dying race. Without the flames, they cannot live. They are born from the flames. If it fades out, like the embers of your soul, they will fade out as well. Now, this thing was just a kind of a mini boss. Wasn't really like a main boss at all. It's one of the demons that's just roaming around close to the entrance of the demon ruins. So, strategy, nothing really. Just there's a lot of skeletons around this thing. So if you round up those skeletons and you go near him with the skeletons behind you, most likely the Skelly Bros will attack the demon. And at least they revive once, so they're a pretty good consistent way of dealing damage without you dealing damage directly. They just kill it for you. Also, you can punch the mimic, lead into the demon, they will kill each other. Now, the weapons you can create from said soul are actually not bad and pretty badass. 1. You can make the Demon's Great Axe or the Demon's Fist. Demon Fist all the way. And these two are for strength builds, so I recommend both. It's your preference, fist weapons, or you're using axe. It will depend on your decision. They're both pretty decent. Now. This bastard of a soul. Soul of Ponto Sullivan. Sullivan. This guy. Probably kicked a lot of asses while we did our first playthrough. Let's go. Soul of Ponto Sullivan. What are the twisted souls steeped in strength? Ponto Sullivan of Irithel imprisoned a god of the old royalty in the abandoned cathedral to be fed to the devourer. That's why I hate Aldrich and Ponto. Aldrich ate my waifu. Sullivan said to Aldrich to eat him. So I hate both of these guys. And I don't even have to tell you why I hate this guy. First playthrough, he's pretty much a monster hunter dual blade user during the fight, and it was really made me angry and threw my controller. Thankfully it didn't break. So the soul can make you I'm sleepy. So the soul can either make the Greatsword of Judgment or the Profaned Greatsword. Now this is for different builds. Greatsword of Judgment is going to be it's weird. It's if I remember, strength and dex, they scale both of those, but also intelligence, more with intelligence. So if you want to, so bare minimum stats for strength and dex and then all out on intelligence, maybe but yeah, a hybrid build, this weapon would do well. Next, Profaned Greatsword. I would prefer this one because it scales. It is a pretty much a quality weapon, strength and dex for this sword, and it's very strong. It's very, very strong. Indeed. If you're a refined build, a quality build, Profaned Greatsword. For a hybrid magic and physical build, the Greatsword of Judgment. Now, one of the coolest bosses that's probably in this game, Yom. Soul of Yom the Giant. Let's see. Soul of Yom the Giant. What are the twisted souls steeped in strength? Yom is the descendant of an ancient conqueror, but was asked by the very people once subjugated to lead him, serving as both a weighty blade and a stone-hard shield. As this description says, you can make either Yom's great machete or Yom's great shield. Which one for your first playthrough to make? The machete. I would always prefer making the weapons before anything else, so at least you can use it for combat. Yom's great machete, I think, has the highest raw damage of any weapon, I think. And Yom's great shield it's a great shield. It can block pretty well, and also I think it increases your poise as well. So great machete for me. Great Shield, your next playthrough. Now, there is a couple of more, so please bear with me and listen. Listen, 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 listen. Next, my most hated boss in the game because of what he did to said waifu, parentheses, Husbando Aldrich. Oh, the description's long. I love this. So the Aldrich, one of the twisted souls seeped in strength. When Aldrich ruminated on the fading of the fire, it inspired visions of a coming age of the deep sea. He knew the path would be arduous, but he had no fear. He would devour the gods himself. Damn you, Aldrich. Damn you. His attacks, really, one of the more, what would say, annoying attacks that he has is the arrows from the sky attack on phase 2, the one that would track you for like 10-20 seconds. That one's annoying, and that gets me killed sometimes. Yes, I really hated playing this boss, or fighting. I really hated fighting this boss. When I'm a mage, I'm squishy. He's tanky because he has high resistance to magic, and I just couldn't kill him. I hate him when I go through mage build. Frustrating indeed. And the two things you can create from this souls, the Dark Moon Longbow or the Life on Scythe via soul transposition. Life on Scythe is a miracle, not a physical weapon. It absorbs you, I think, if I remember, it absorbs health out of the enemies you hit with the scythe. And the Dark Moon Longbow scales with faith and has magic damage and physical damage. Your preference. I have not used these two, Miracle and Bow, a lot, so try it out yourself. I might actually make or think about actually trying this for a playthrough. I don't know, but yes, your choice, pretty much. Next, another boss that has destroyed me multiple times, trying to beat this early, Soul of the Dancer. Soul of the Dancer. The Ponto Sullivans bestowed a double slashing. Redo, just a minute. The Ponto Sullivan bestowed a double slashing sword upon a distant daughter of the former royal family, ordering her to serve first as a dancer and then an outrider knight, their equivalent to exile. Lots of theories about this character being the daughter of Guinevere or one of the royal family's pretty much children. Like maybe one of the Lothric's children, maybe. We don't know. Yes, this boss has destroyed me with the spin attacks and her grabby hands that would just vacuum sucks you to her hands and then you get stabbed by the sword. Phase 2 just becomes speed sometimes with her attacks. Hard, but no, it's just I'm not gonna lie, it's not a walk in the park. It still kills me, but just killing her early will access you to pretty quick weapon upgrades. Recommended, but it's not for the faint of heart. Now, the two things you can create from this soul Dancers, Enchanted Swords, or Soothing Sunlight. Now, normally I would say weapons first, second playthrough the other one. No, I recommend the Soothing Sunlight Miracle instead. Alright, I'm sorry, I have to drop the raspy voice. It's getting to me. I've been talking for 40 minutes. Now I will properly whisper this time. So yes, this I would recommend the Miracle instead. Because the Dancer's Enchanted Swords just suck so bad. I am sorry for any one of those who love this weapon. But I played through it. I tried it. It sucked, and I'm not going to use it ever again for a playthrough. This pure Dancer's Sword playthrough. No, sorry, no. Moving on. Oh yes, one of my favorite weapons in the game. And it's a no-brainer. It's a strength weapon. The soul of the Dragonslayer armor. Soul of the Dragonslayer armor. One of the twisted souls steeped in strength. The Dragonslayer armor, controlled by the pilgrim butterfly, lost its master long ago, but still remembers their sporting hunts. Interesting. An armor set that will remember your past hunts with its owner or wearer. Imagine your clothes just put themselves on and just walking around your house making coffee. That would be creepy. So, this boss wasn't particularly hard. I just read the moveset and smack him. But also, when I get smacked by this guy, he breaks the guards for. When he hits me, he sometimes break the bridge's guards, and I fall to my death sometimes. Or the pilgrim butterflies will shoot lasers or projectiles at me. I flinch and I go down to the abyss, fell, and die immediately. So that's the only frustrating part about the boss is when you get hit, you will go out of bounds and you will die. So, but except for those, not really that hard. And now, here we go again. This sword can either create the Dragonslayer Great Axe or the Dragonslayer Great Shield. Dragonslayer Great Axe all the way, baby. All the way. An amazing weapon art, pretty much the same as the Great Axe, the Dragon Great Axe from Dark Souls 1. Pretty much the same, but this one has lightning damage instead of pure physical. I really haven't used the Great Shield, so yeah, I think it has a higher thunder resistant, or fire resistant of all the Great Shields. So, but Great Axe all the way. I will stop at the main last boss. No DLC boss souls reeking for the night. That's gonna be a different one. I'm about to pass out. Next boss, an optional one. One of the optional one. Osiris, the consumed king. Soul of Osiris, the consumed king. One of the twisted souls, steeped in strength. Osiris went mad trying to harness his royal blood for a greater purpose. discovered the twisted worship of Seath, this pale drink. I was about to say Seath the Scaleless, but Osiris, I hate him so much as a boss fight. I hate the living hell out of him. Phase 2 is the problem for me. Sometimes he does that. No animation, charge forward attack that just does so much damage. Again, when you haven't leveled anything on HP and you're a mage, you can lose your damn head. Without warning, will charge at you and you will be either 10% health, 1% health, or one shot. So I hate him. Just the one shot out of nowhere is the most frustrating thing. So yeah. Now for this boss, what you can create is the White Dragon Breath's Miracle, Sorcery, or the Moonlight Greatsword. I don't have to explain it. Moonlight Greatsword it is. Moving on. One of my favorite boss designs and bosses in the game. Next is Gunther. Soul of Champion Gunther. Once a champion came late to the festivities and was greeted by a shrine without fire and a bell that would not toll. Yes, a tragedy it is. Champion Gunther was late to the party, and the party was already over when he came. And then he was depressed, became a sheath to the cold sword, and waited until the fire was lit again and was fading, so that chose an ashen one would come to him and judge them as Udix Gunther. Now, his second phase, Champion Gunther, was a complete, utter offense is the best defense type of boss. He was relentless. Really hard to fight until I learned how to parry him. Then he became a cakewalk. Now, this is a hard one. You can make two things from his soul. It's either Gunther's halberd or the prisoner's chained. Now, this one is a doozy. If you want a pretty good strength scaling halberd weapon, the Gunther's halberd is a good choice. And also the weapon art. In PvP, can just chase people from across the map when they're low on HP. It has amazing tracking and will kill. It's very strong. But if you just want to use, if you're just using a strength build, or you just want an item to increase your HP, carry weight, and stamina, then the prisoner chain might be yours. But don't forget, it has a bad side, which you take more physical damage, or you just take more damage in general. So it has negative sides, but it'll increase those three aspects of your character. So the same as the Ring of Favor, I guess, but more potent on the increasing health, carry weight, and stamina, but has a negative effect. Again, this is your choice. You want the halberd. If you just want the item that increases your HP, stamina, and the carry weight, then that one. Now here we go. One of the last bosses. The second last boss. So the twin princes. Oh yes, the text is a bit longer. The two soul of the twin princes. The two princes rejected their duty settled down far, far away to watch the fire fade from a distance. A curse makes their soul nearly inseparable. Did they use Gorilla Glue? Maybe. But yes, I wonder what is the damn curse that they have. The only thing I know is Lothric was born very ill and frail compared to his older brother, but that's it. His older brother was a perfectly normal, huge-ass man who has a huge-ass sword and beat the demon prince, but that cost him his sword being scorched forever and him being a cripple, losing the control of his legs, so he can't run or walk anymore, and also he can't speak. So, what is the curse that binding them together? I have no idea. Yeah, and yes, you want to know, they kicked my ass, and I rage quit so many times until I came back and beat their ass. Now, the soul you can make weapons out of. This too. Lothric's Holy Sword, or Lorian's Greatsword. Now I want multiple copies of these souls, because first playthrough I would recommend, it's your choice, I can't recommend any, but I would want to go through NG plus 4, so I can get a copy of Lothric's Holy Sword, Lorian's Greatsword, and if we combine these two weapons, it can create a different weapon, Twin Prince's Greatsword. So, 2 souls for the Twin Prince's Greatsword, and then 2 other souls of this to create the Holy Sword and Lorian's Greatsword. You have to fight them 4 times to get the entire package, but yes, it is worth it. It is definitely worth it. Now, for the final, last boss of the main game, Soul of the Lords. This is also pretty long, and I love it. Soul of the Lords. Since Lord Gwyn, the first Lord of Cinder, many exalted lords have linked the first flame, and it is their very soul that have manifested themselves as a defender of the flame, aka people who have linked the fire. Starts with Gwyn, and then the chosen undead, and the what was the DS3 one? What's it called? The cursed one. I forgot. The ashen one. And a lot more others who have linked the fire before them, before the players as well. Is what entity that protects the flame? Yes, this boss caught me off guard when he started whipping out just different builds out of the wazoo. First he was saying probably quality GS build, right? And then a quality street sword build. And he can swap to a miracle build, pyromancy build, or sorcery build out of nowhere. He can just jinx, like transform his weapon to a staff, a curved sword, or a damn spear. Man, that was annoying. Especially the pyromancy one, that was the strongest. The spell one was the weakest, and the middle was the miracle version of it. And then after that, phase 2, we get literally Gwyn back from the dead, and he got some new tricks. He cannot parry this has his moveset as well, which is cool. So yes, this boss was unexpected, yet seeing Gwyn at the end, before you finish the game, was also very poetic. We came full circle again. We fought him again to lick the fire or kill the fire. Bling, bling, plong, indeed. Bling, 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 plong. Ding, ding, dong, do, 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 ding, 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 ding. I don't play that on the piano. Now, the soul from Lords. You can read two things again. Either the Sunlight Spear, the most powerful version of the Lightning Spear, Miracle, or the Violent Greatsword, literally the curled Greatsword, for Miracle build, of course, Sunlight Blade, the Sunlight Spear. But for those who are using a quality build or strength or text build, whatever, the sword itself is pretty decent. His weapon art may take forever to guard, but if you get hit by the fire, he will definitely go down on your back and you have to slowly stand up again. So it can stagger, it has innate fire. So it also deals physical and fire damage. So that is a lot of the bosses of Dark Souls 2.